Hey YouTube, Ryu here. And those words were just uttered to me again. The where have all the good men gone? Yeah. Now, that was a fun little discussion. She asked where all the good men had gone, and I just looked at her. The rest of my friends that were there just kind of looked at me and just sat back and smiled. They knew what was fucking coming, and they knew that that bitch was about to get fucking fact fucked. And the thing is after I was done, oh, that was some interesting fucking shit. Because she knew nothing about any of that stuff. And so she understood. Alright, the good men are gone because of that. Fuck feminism. I looked at her, I'm all like, nah, don't try to talk dirty to me. I'm already fucking gone out of that fucking game. My piece ain't going back on the board. But now, she asked where all the good men had gone. I just looked at her, I'm all like, oh, where have all the good women gone? And she didn't catch on. And she said, well, you're looking at one. I looked at her, I'm all like, oh, really? How many good, dependable, yet kind of less exciting guys have you passed up to go out with the bad boy? You know, the guy with the motorcycle. The guy that gets into constant fucking fights. Constantly goes to the fucking bar. Is kind of aloof about relationships. Basically pumps and dumps you. How many one-night stands have you had with guys? Well, the thing is as I'm asking her those questions, she's just getting more and more and more offended. And, yeah. Finally, I looked at her, I'm like, why are you getting offended? Those are the same types of questions that you feel completely comfortable asking a guy. Like if a guy says, I just can't find a good woman. You ask, well, are you judging based off of strictly looks? What are you looking for in a woman? So on and so forth, all that bullshit. Well, then her face went from being pissed to being shocked. Like, oh shit. I looked at her, I'm all like, and why in the hell would a guy want to be with you? What do you bring to the fucking table? The guy's bringing his money. I'm pretty sure that's a fucking thing. You want him to pay for the dates, right? She said, well, I mean, it is customary. Oh, really? Yeah, well, it's also customary for women to show at least some level of loyalty. Or at least pretend to. I looked at her, I'm all like, have the words, well, we're just seeing each other, ever popped out of your mouth? Her mouth dropped wide the fuck open. I mean, hell, at that point, you could have fit an entire fucking basketball team in her mouth at that point. And I'm pretty sure she's probably gone ahead and done something along those lines. If nothing else, she's had a train ran on her. But, and I'm not saying that just because she's a woman. She's actually fairly attractive. She's still fairly fucking young. She's in her mid-20s. But, she also has no problems going ahead and manipulating guys. She doesn't see any ethical reason not to. Yet she thinks that it's bullshit if a guy sits there and says, yeah, I'm interested in dating, takes her out, fucks her, and then never calls her back. At that point, I went ahead and I asked her, I'm all like, what makes that wrong? She said, well, he's wasting my time and he's using me. And I just looked at her, I'm all like, oh, you mean like that guy that you went up, flirted with, got him to buy you a couple fucking drinks, chatting you up, that sort of thing, and then you walked the fuck away from him asking where all the good men have gone? You mean you wasting his time, you taking advantage of him for his money, you using him for his money? You mean that's different? Because the thing is he got no pleasure out of that. He got fucking rejection. At least with a guy that pumps and dumps you, at least you get some enjoyment out of it. Oh, she had an issue with that. She's like, well, not everyone's just about sex. And I'm all like, yeah, but the thing is what if a guy was asexual and still wanted to fucking date you, but wanted you to go ahead and pay for your shit on dates and him only pay for his shit on dates? She's like, well, no. Oh. Now, go ahead and reverse that. What if the guy is like, you know, super built and that sort of thing, has the cock that would make a horse cry in fucking shame, and he asks you to do the same thing, and all of a sudden she goes dead fucking silent? I'm like, yeah, nah, no, fuck you. She got a little pissy and walked away. My friends were all like, oh, dude, what the fuck, you know, that sort of thing. I'm all like, guys, you don't want anything to fucking do with her. Stop fucking orbiting her. Get yourselves out of her fucking, her pussy gravitational pull. Get rid of that. I need to just shorten it up. I just need to say pussy pull. But, because these guys have been orbiting her for fucking years. Right? She keeps them in the fucking wings. You know, she sits there bitches about there not being any fucking good guys left. And every time she does that, they even admitted, yeah, all of a sudden, one guy ends up getting involved with her and then all of a sudden gone out of the fucking group. They don't hear from him again. And then when the group starts getting really fucking small, all of a sudden more guys join the group. You know, she introduces them to other guys, you know, that she's just started hanging out with and that sort of thing. And so she refreshes her fucking orbiting satellites. And the thing is I just sat there and I looked at them after they described that to me. I then went ahead and set it back. I'm all like, where do you think you are? What zone do you think you're in? Oh, yeah, no, they were fucking pissy. Well, she ended up coming back, and she said she had thought about it, and even though it pissed her the fuck off, she's even admitted that it pissed her off because I was right. And she didn't know how to react to it, because she's not used to a guy talking to her like that. I just looked at her, I'm all like, oh, you need to start getting used to it, because as you get older, that's going to start happening more. As your looks fade, that's going to start happening more. So, we were sitting there, we were talking more about it. I'm all like, so, what do you bring to the fucking relationship? First thing she said was companionship. I just looked over at one of the other guys. I'm like, hey, yo, man, you want to hang out on Saturday? He's like, yeah, sure. Yeah. That happened. And I looked at her. I'm all like, you see? Companionship. All right. What else do you bring to the fucking relationship? And she just kind of looked at me. I'm all like, yeah, that's right. I am comparing you to men. What can you offer that a man cannot? Well, she decided she was going to go full honest. Pussy. And that's about it. Oh, and also kids. I'm all like, really? You're saying that him gaining responsibility for another individual is a blessing. What if he doesn't want kids? Which a lot of guys don't. She was all like, well, no guy doesn't want kids. They'll say they don't want kids. But that changes as soon as they have kids. I'm all like, no, it doesn't. They change what they say. They don't change what they fucking think. Now, there are some guys out there that do legitimately want kids, but those are usually the ones that have that as part of their life goals. But what they don't want is to have those kids ripped away from them while they're still financially responsible for a kid. I actually was talking with one of the guys after this whole conversation happened, and I brought up what I think is a pretty good point. I mean, he thought it was a pretty good point too. He said he never thought of it that way. I'm like, look, if you're wanting to go out and have a kid, but you're not going to go out and have a fucking surrogate, go the cheap route. Because the thing is odds are you're going to have absolutely no access to that fucking kid, or bare minimum access to where you might as well not have access to the kid at all. So why don't you just go ahead, go online, find one of those sites where you donate money to some kid, and they send you pictures of the kid once a year, you know, showing you their development. And just go ahead and do that. It's cheaper. And if for some odd reason you can't fucking pay, they can't take you to fucking court and ruin your fucking life, get you arrested, all that sort of shit. He laughed his fucking ass off. He's all like, motherfucker, that's perfect. I'm all like, right? Or how about this? Go out and adopt a kid. I'm all like, it's just one of those situations of, what is your reasoning for wanting to have a kid? If you want to pass on your genetics, sperm bank. Or go out to fucking go out to a fucking glory hole, you know, and find a chick that wants a fucking cream pie. There you go. Boom, your genetics are out there. Yeah, you're not keeping an eye on the shit, but there you go. But yeah, just one thing after another. And he just sat there. He's all like, wow, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. So then I showed him my fucking channel. Showed him a couple of videos from it. Now the guy's looking into MGTOW full-fledged. So, I've done my duty. I've got at least one other fucking guy to sit there and see what's going on. I got him to open up his eyes. Yeah, it took a fucking industrial grade cattle prod to do it, but hey, whatever, right? But the thing is the chick ended up realizing it. I had her walk through it. I'm all like, I can sit there and I can tell you the answers to this, but at that point, you're not fucking learning anything. With the information that we just discussed, what do you think? Why would a guy want to be with you? She looked straight the fuck at me, you know, a couple fucking tears, and said they wouldn't. I looked at her, I'm like, what can you do to change that? And you know what she said? Nothing. But it's one of those situations of whatever answer you give at that point, basically, you know, you're right. You know, if you say nothing, then you're limiting yourself. You're saying that there's nothing that you can do or nothing that you're willing to fucking do. So, there's nothing you can do, and you're going to perpetually be in that fucking situation. But if she had sat there and said, you know, develop a fucking personality, maybe develop some fucking loyalty, Start earning her own fucking way instead of being a professional student? Yeah, no, seriously. Like, she doesn't even know what she wants to fucking do in college, yet she's fucking going to college and taking this shotgun plethora of classes that aren't amounting to anything. But she did say one thing that was very encouraging to me. She said that the guys out at that college are willing to do one-night stands with her, but they are not willing at all to get into a relationship with her. One guy that she fucking came across actually put her on full blast. She straight up told me about it. She said that this guy looked at her and said, "Why in the fuck are you coming to college, taking all these bullshit classes, racking up a whole bunch of debt in the hopes of finding a man that's going to have a high-paying fucking job? How are you able to do that and still think that you have any fucking worth?" I have to hand it to that guy. Fucking A. I just looked at her, I'm all like, you were just talking to someone that was red pill as fuck. That is someone who does not give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. And that right there is what feminism has brought about. Because before, men were all about women's feelings, but now less and less men are about your feelings. So that means you have to survive on your mental aptitude, and you have to survive on your personality and your own drive. Welcome to being 1/100th of a man. You know, she cried a little bit. But me and the other guys, you know, the same guys that had been orbiting her ass, we just sat there, we drank, we talked. Every once in a while we checked in with them. You know, we checked in with the girls that were there. You know, they were shooting us some fucking dirty looks. Not her, she was busy fucking crying. You know, we got called assholes, that sort of thing. Me in particular. I got called a fucking douchebag, so on and so forth. But finally, she told them to shut the fuck up. Not the other guys, not me, but the other women. She then thanked me for being honest with her. She said I'm one of the few guys that's actually been willing to be that level of honest. I just looked at her, I'm all like I said, get used to it, because that's going to start happening more and more and more. I'm all like, younger and younger and younger boys are starting to go MGTOW. They're fucking not going anywhere near women. They're learning not to fucking trust them. I mean, they're teenage, you know, like in their teenage years, are they gonna fuck girls? Yeah, hormones are a thing. And they haven't learned to control that shit yet. So, not to mention they still have the fucking social pressures and that sort of thing. But even the social pressure's starting to fucking let up. Not on purpose, though. That's the kicker. The social pressure isn't letting up on purpose. You know, you still got people trying to apply that social pressure. But the thing is the social pressure is losing its power. Because these boys are seeing what's happening to these guys that actually allow themselves to succumb to that social pressure. They're seeing that they're getting their lives completely fucked up. They're getting their future stripped away from them. All of their hard work taken away. They're seeing how dangerous the situation truly is. And the thing is all it takes is one guy just sitting there and pointing to a couple of things, and it starts that fucking process. Are there ways of stopping that process? Yes, but those processes are getting harder and harder to stop as more and more information gets readily available out there. Because before, all this information was really hidden away. But now it's getting easier and easier and easier to access. You know, divorce statistics, rape statistics, information about what is and is not fucking considered rape. Sites pointing out laws that are used primarily against men, that are built to be used against men. Sentencing rates. The list goes on and on. I'm sure you've all heard a lot of these. But as more and more information comes out, younger and younger boys are able to access it. They start seeing those patterns, and they start coming to these conclusions on their own. And then if you have them interact with a fucking MGTOW, that just acts as a fucking catalyst. Just speeds up the process. And anyone who knows, you know, chemistry, a catalyst isn't used up in the reaction. It's there and it can go ahead and take part in another reaction. But the thing is the result of that reaction is more catalyst. And there's always a constant supply of new reaction material. And the thing is that reaction material is getting added in at a faster and faster rate. So, eventually we're going to end up reaching equilibrium, where the creation of the catalyst matches the input of the chemical reactants. Except it's not chemical reactants, it's social reactants, and it's a social catalyst. So, quite frankly, I thought it was a good discussion. It led me to think more about the situation. She ended up getting an answer to what she figured was a rhetorical question. She learned something about herself. The other girls even learned a little bit of something about themselves. And the thing is here's the thing. People that were around us started discussing shit. When I was walking out of there, several other groups were discussing MGTOW. We're discussing MGTOW philosophy. We're discussing, you know, the fucked up shit that women fucking do. Some of the groups were even pointing out women doing that fucked up shit at that moment. It's not a socially stigmatized thing anymore. Not as much as it used to be. A couple years ago, I would have had white knights jumping on my ass for even daring to think that up, let alone say it. But now it's starting to spread like wildfire. So, it's a fantastic thing. I absolutely love seeing that happen. Of course, you know, club managers don't like it because, well, what gives them a lot of business? Women coming in. That's the reason why, you know, you'll have clubs that sit there, charge men this fucking horrific cover fee, but then, you know, they'll sit there and, you know, pretty, attractive girls that are, you know, sluttily dressed and that sort of thing, they'll let them in for free. Because guys aren't coming there for the booze. At that point, they would go to a fucking bar. Guys are there for the fucking women. These clubs, yeah, they sell alcohol on the fucking side, but they're really capitalizing on the women. The women are the main draw. The same thing is with a fucking strip club. Except at a strip club, you sit there and look at a woman and go, hey, take off your fucking clothes, she's gonna fucking do it. Yeah, you're guaranteed to pay money, but guess what? You're guaranteed to pay money with the other bitch too. At the club. But now you don't get the guarantee of the clothes coming off. So at that point, a strip club's much better. And I'm sorry, there are very few strip clubs that don't have those strippers that'll sit there, you know, go back into that fucking segregated off VIP room and for extra money, you know, take care of business. Now, am I saying to do that? No, because it's illegal. And if you get that bitch pregnant, now you are really done fucked. Because do you know how much strippers make? Holy shit. So if she sits there and says that you doing that ruined her fucking career, so she's now having to have this baby. She goes, well, it's for religious purposes, so I have to have this fucking baby. And so this is going to ruin my body, which is going to ruin my career and damage my earning potential. Guess what? You get stuck with the fucking bill. She gets to fucking retire early, and you get to pay for it. Yeah, not fucking worth it, guys. But I'm just saying, the option's there. And the thing is at that point, for a set amount of money, you're getting guaranteed sex. Same thing with hookers. Same thing with some escorts. You know, there are hookers that sit there and call themselves escorts. And I know that strippers don't want to be called strippers. You're a fucking stripper if you're a fucking stripper. Alright? If you are taking your clothes off for money, you're a fucking stripper. You are not an entertainer. No, an entertainer is someone that, you know, goes ahead, shoots movies. You know, yeah, they might take their clothes off, but if they're doing it for a movie, if it's part of the fucking script, fine. That is not the only reason why they are doing that. Just like a porn star, starlet, what the fuck ever. Yeah, they are a porn star or starlet. I hate it when they're all like, no, it's the proper term is porn actor or actress. No. I have seen very few porns that actually have good acting. They aren't hiring these people for their acting talent. And if they do hire them for their acting talent, then guess what? Their fucking talent isn't all that great. And you get mediocre porn at that point. The only time that you can go ahead and do something like that is with hentai. And then you gotta get the good voice actors that are willing to fucking do the shit. But I digress. But the thing is like I said, club managers don't like that shit. Feminists definitely don't like that like that shit because they've now instilled into women that they haven't done anything wrong. That women can do no wrong. Well, the thing is there's nothing saying that feminists can do no wrong. They haven't been able to instill that. People have resisted that. Well, at least most. And that's the reason why a lot of women are leaving feminism in droves. Because they're all like, feminism's doing this doing this to us. Feminism brought all this fucking shit about. Feminism fucked us over. While not realizing that them not actively fighting against feminism, well, guess what? That makes them compliant in all of this. It makes them complicit in it. It makes them a part of the fucking problem. But feminism has brainwashed these women to think that they can do no wrong. So, they put all the blame on feminism. So then they sit there and think that them going, well, I'm not a feminist. Oh, good for you. You have one less character flaw You still have many others. What, do you want a fucking cookie? So, yeah. The government definitely doesn't want this because they want those birth numbers to fucking stay up. And not to mention, if they can't keep women on fucking welfare, you know, keep those single mothers coming, well, then they lose a lot of their voting base for the pro-women vote. Oh, look at the poor oppressed women's. Look at the women that can't do anything with their lives because they're stuck alone with a fucking kid, even though it was their choice to get stuck alone with the fucking kid because they decided to take the dad out of the fucking equation because they got fucking bored. So governments don't fucking want that shit. The only ones that are winning from this are men. Because the thing is it's showing women exactly how much that fish needs that bike, huh? Kind of surprising, right? But the thing is men are winning on this. Because the thing is the only way for men to win this game is to not play. But even if we don't fucking play, we end up winning. Because the thing is us refusing to play, women sit there, and more of them are now sitting there and tipping their piece going, all right, I surrender. Even though we haven't even made a move. But the thing is they waited until we got up and we're at the fucking door, walking out the fucking door before they do that. So we're not even seeing that shit happen. We're not caring about it. We're off to go grab a fucking beer with our buddies. So, the next time you're out, go ahead and watch how men are interacting with women. Yeah, you're going to still see the fucking simps. But you're going to see more and more men just kind of sitting there maybe talking to women. Then as soon as the, hey, why don't you go ahead and buy me a drink comes up, you're going to see them laugh, shake their head, and then walk the fuck away. Or if the guy really wants to be motherfucking spiteful, and I've seen a guy do this, guy's fucking awesome. If I can get him to agree to be on my fucking channel, I will get him on this fucking channel. But he doesn't like being in front of cameras. Understandable. You know, the guy is not bad looking or anything. He just doesn't like being in front of cameras. Because his folks were those types of parents that, you know, constantly shoved a camera in his face. So he's all like, yeah, no, fuck that noise. But if I can get him on here, I will. But the guy is a fucking legend. I've seen him sit there, be talking up this chick, her sit there and pull that shit, and him go, oh, 1 second, turn to the bartender, point to some other fucking girl that's hotter, and go, hey, I want to go ahead and buy her this drink, tell her it's from me. And then turn around, look at the other girl and go, have a nice night, and turn around and walk away. Jesus Christ, that is fucking amazing to see. The look of sheer shock, confusion, anger, rage, disappointment, sadness, like the whole spectrum of emotion all firing off at once on that woman's face. Oh, it is truly a sight to behold. I mean, watching that woman's face basically go fucking quasar. All right? It's just like, yes! Oh. It's amazing to fucking see, because you usually see that look on a guy's face when he gets epically fucking shot down. But it's so rare to see on a woman's face. And seeing it is the most amazing thing. If you guys have any fucking videos of that, or if you can catch a fucking video of that, or if you're gonna go out and make a fucking video of that, link it in here. I will definitely put up that link. I will go ahead go ahead, put it in the fucking description, and I will go ahead and edit this video and say, hey, go take a look at this. I want to see that shit again. I don't get to see it all that often because I very rarely go out to a fucking club. It's only when a very specific set of people ask me to go. Because I don't like the club. It's too noisy. Way too much of a risk to combine alcohol and that many sluts in one area. Especially around here where they get desperate as fuck. Because around here is more of a, let's say, traditional area. You know, where guys get married early. But yeah, we're a traditional area. And so finding guys that aren't in a relationship and aren't loyal is actually kind of hard here. You know, it's all like these women run through the same few fucking guys every other month or something. I'm exaggerating there, but I mean, honestly, there aren't that many fucking guys. But now we're starting to see an increase in single guys, but we're not seeing an increase in hookup culture. I mean, yeah, you got the, you know, PUAs around here. Everywhere has at least one of those. But you're seeing the women get more and more desperate, and they're starting to go after the uglier and uglier and uglier guys. Hell, I've had women hitting on me. What the fuck? I mean, have you seen me? When a woman hits on me, you know she's fucking desperate. But now when you go ahead and see that shit, it's amazing. If you've seen the shit, let me know. Like I said, if you have a video, go ahead, put it on YouTube. I'll link to it. I'll give your channel a shout out. But I've gone ahead. I've rambled on long enough. Have yourselves a great day. I'll talk to you all later. Have a great night. Peace.